That's it, folks. Now we know all 8 teams that will continue to fight for the NBA championship. Last night the Grizzlies closed out the Timberwolves. Entertaining series. Minnesota had multiple chances to win. In fact, they had really good chances to advance. Somewhat surprising chances, to be honest, but they lost big leads, wasted big opportunities, collapsed at the end of the games, and as a result, the Memphis Grizzlies are a team that moves on to the conference semifinals. Desmond Bane was the best scorer for the Grizzlies in this series. He averaged 23.5 points per game. Ja Morant was good as well. He ended up averaging 21.5 points and 10.5 assists. He wasn't very efficient from the field though, shooting just 39% from the field and 20% from the three. Brandon Clark, Dillon Brooks, and Jaren Jackson scored in double digits as well. Now they will face a much tougher test, a team with much more big game experience, a team that won't let these big leads slip by, the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors handled the Nuggets in 5 games. After a couple of blowouts and a couple of closer wins, Golden State is back in business and back where it's supposed to be, competing for championships. For Golden State, 3 players averaged more than 20 points per game: Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson, and of course, Steph Curry, who led the bunch with 28 points per game. Andrew Wiggins chipped in with 14, and Draymond Green added his overall greatness with 10, 5, and 7. In the big picture though, everyone made timely contributions, even players like Gary Payton II and Nemanja Bjelica. Only Otto Porter Jr. had a somewhat subpar series shooting the ball, making just 32% of his field goals and 15% of his threes. This is a clash of a young and upcoming team against the experienced veterans of Golden State, players who have been there and done that but still are viable contenders for the championship. Teams met 4 times during the regular season, and Memphis actually won 3 of those games, one being a really dominant blowout win. That stat is a bit misleading, as Klay Thompson missed the first 2 games, Draymond Green missed the 3rd meeting, and neither player played in the final showdown. So Grizzlies really haven't met the Warriors yet at full strength. During the regular season, Memphis had the 2nd best offense in the league, averaging 115.6 points. Golden State was in the middle of the pack, averaging 111. Defensively, it was the other way around. While Golden State finished 3rd in points allowed with 105.5, Memphis came in 12th with 109.9. For Memphis, this season is a big step forward. Just 5 years ago, this team was at the bottom of the league. It got rid of some veterans, drafted well, and this year they finished as the 2nd best team in the West. Somewhat quietly, Memphis has become a real contender. Too bad they have to face a team so experienced so early in the playoffs. Now, what can we expect from the series? The main matchup to watch is obviously the 2 best players from each team, Ja Morant versus Steph Curry. Morant can't really make Steph miss a lot of shots, and Curry on the other hand can't really compete with Morant's athleticism. At the end of the day, I don't expect this to be an exclusive Curry versus Morant matchup, as during the regular season, GP guarded Morant and did very well, and Dillon Brooks was the designated Curry stopper. However it unfolds, these 2 players will have to go off in multiple games to make sure their teams have the best chance to win, and these 2 might just be the 2 best point guards we have in the league right now. The series most likely won't revolve around either team's centers or big men in general. Steven Adams was scrapped from the center spot for the Grizzlies when Karl Anthony Towns presented some matchup problems. Well, Golden State is quite similar in that sense. They don't have a traditional dominating big man. Instead, they'll throw in tall, mobile players who can shoot. Adams just can't guard that. For Golden State, Draymond Green did a very good job against Denver on Nikola Jokic. But as skilled as he is, he's not fast by any means, and a guard like Ja Morant will quickly blow by him, so don't expect one of the best defensive players guarding Ja in the series. He will most likely be guarded either by GP or Andrew Wiggins. Golden State also can put out its new death lineup featuring Curry, Poole, Thompson, Wiggins, and Green. This just will be a small ball lineup series. You can book it. This will be a guard-oriented, fast-paced series with a lot of fireworks in it. On the injury side, Iguodala is out, at least for Game 1, but he isn't as valuable of a contributor as he once was for the Warriors. James Wiseman, I won't even count him, as he hasn't played at all this season and won't return. On the Grizzlies side, Steven Adams is in health and safety protocols, but his use would have been limited anyways, and Ja Morant has been dealing with right knee soreness the whole playoffs, Will he be limited in some way? One reason why I like the Warriors in this series is that Memphis might just be a little too young for this moment. In the series against the Timberwolves, the Grizzlies dug themselves into multiple big holes. They consistently had very bad stretches. Those bad stretches were also followed by amazing stretches of plays, hence that's why they came back from multiple 20-plus point deficits. But it wasn't all greatness from the Grizzlies. Minnesota was just playing dumb. 21-0 run by Memphis, and the coach of the Wolves doesn't take a timeout. With big leads and seemingly a win in the pocket, the Wolves are just cruising, hoisting up bad shots early on the clock. They were helping Memphis to get back into games. Golden State won't be that dumb. They have veterans on the team who've been there and done that. They have an experienced coach who will take a timeout when it's necessary. The Grizzlies are amazing, but if one thing worries me is that they still can't be consistent enough to beat a team like the Warriors. Desmond Bane probably won't shoot close to 50% from the three against the Warriors, and Golden State's defense in general is much better prepared to face off against the Grizzlies. As deep as both teams are, the Warriors are just a bit deeper in my opinion, and definitely more experienced. That's why in this series, I'm taking the Warriors in 6. They'll steal one of the first 2 games in Memphis, will win both home games, and then finish it off in Game 6, at home. That's the whole layout of the series as I see it. Even though the Grizzlies were the higher seed in the regular season, I think the Warriors are better. Grizzlies still aren't there just yet. But what do you think, guys? Who are the key player in the series? Who will be the best player in the series and who might not show up for the moment? And at the end, who wins? Please leave your comment down below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and see my predictions for other this year's playoff series. While you're here, check out some videos about players from the past as well. Thank you very much for everything. This is Purple Prince, and I'm out.